Hello and welcome to MGP325. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 I tell you what, Pab, that's the first time I've heard that jingle in about 4 years. It's long, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really long.
325 episodes in, I'd like to apologise to everybody for making you sit through a 35-second intro every week. Quarter that, Pab. We'll have quarter of that from now on.
I can look through I'm sure we've got a smaller jingle if you want.
Yeah, that's too long. If I downloaded this podcast, this might be where we've been going wrong for 7 years. If I downloaded this podcast, stuck it on, hit jingle, skip forward 30 seconds. Seriously, jingle's still going, turning that nonsense off, and I'll move on and listen to Cranky Gamers instead.
We've probably gained about 15 hours worth of listens per listener with that, though, to be fair. That's a nice little trick if we were on YouTube with that every week.
Yeah, I don't care for it. You need 7 seconds maximum, Pab. That's your limit.
I'll look into it and see what we've actually got, because I'm not certain, but we've got a few jingles. So
let's put it this way: next week, I'm going to start talking 7 seconds after the jingle starts. So if that means talking over 25 seconds of existing jingle, that's a problem for whoever edits this nonsense together these days.
How about we have a compromise? 7 seconds in, you start singing.
Yeah.
I have over the years drafted some lyrics to the song. We could perform the lyrical version. The musical version is what you hear every week. We could sing over it though.
That'd be awesome.
Back, by the way, show. Did you all miss me last week? I assume it was a really somber show where nothing really happened. The star wasn't in. Oh, it's just no Kev.
I got to learn what it was like to be you, and Anna seemed to turn into me because I tried to steer the show in directions while she tried to basically dismantle it, didn't you, Anna?
Did I?
To be fair, it's not just you who does that. It's all three of you every week trying to dismantle it as I'm trying to keep it on track.
Oh, Pab was a good boy. Pab was a very good boy.
He might have behaved for you. He doesn't behave for me. He's been messing around with the numbering for 4 months.
Yeah, me. I'm the one. 4 months. It started at Christmas.
On what episode number?
I don't know. I have to roll it back.
A friend of mine listened last week, I think for the first time. I'd mentioned it in my group that I'm in, that we do it, and he said he'd check it out. First thing he fed back was, I think I'm listening to the right one, but it's a fella talking about how he's a vegetarian now. And I was like, yeah, that's my gaming podcast. That's the one. And then he got about, I don't know, halfway through and said, I'm at the bit now where you just stop talking for 15 minutes and then chime in about how there's been this massive drama in your Pokemon Go group. And you just talk about that. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a standard episode. But from what I understand, Pab basically carried it for the middle part of that while I went off reading Facebook.
Sounds pretty standard.
Right.
Yeah,
that's about right. Yeah,
spot on. So par for the course, really.
Well, those of you who've got really, really excited that you've got Kev back this week, you've only got me back for a little bit because me and Anna are away again this weekend, and I'm knees deep in editing and car insurance renewals right now. So I'm going to be getting my bit out quick, and then I'm afraid leaving you in Sheepdog's. I was going to say capable, but then I remembered I was talking about Sheepdog's hands again. So you'll notice the changeover partway through when it sounds like it's gone from an MP3 high quality recording to something that's been done on cassette. That's when Sheepdog took over, presumably.
I'm more of a vinyl man. Whose insurance you going with, Kev?
I haven't decided.
You're asking a meerkat.
I'm on the meerkat, obviously, because I want my 2-for-1 movies for another year. That's to me, that's more important than the car insurance quote.
Yeah.
I want my 2-for-1 movies. I also do our house insurance and pet insurance through them as well. So I want my 2-for-1 dinners as well. So
are you getting an Oleg?
I would hope so. I've got loads of them in the corner of the garage. I don't even like them, but I've got plenty of them. It's all about the 2-for-1 movie tickets, though, for me. So I don't mind paying a little bit more for my car insurance as long as I can feel like I'm saving money on going to the cinema, even though I go 3 times a year, usually on a Friday.
That's why it's called Meerkat Friday, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, it's not. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we don't ever get the 2-for-1 because we don't go when it's on. But
I just like their adverts. They don't sing at me. That sounds about, what I want from
I
my
was
car
thinking
choice.
about the Meerkat nonsense the other day. We
Why?
had the Compare the Meerkat app when we were in our first year of uni. That advertising campaign has been going on for 10 years now.
He'd be dead by now if he was a real meerkat, wouldn't he? I mean, he wasn't born in the first one. He was already a successful meerkat businessman with the kind of money to start.
I don't know how long meerkats live
site.
for.
Well, surely not more than a decade plus whatever amount of time it takes to build wealth.
I don't know. Is this some kind of meerkat conspiracy theory? Well, how many of them do you think there's been now over the years if they keep getting replaced with new meerkats?
Well, Sergei's already old as well. They live 12 to 14 years, so that meerkat, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, probably only has 2. I'm allowing him 2 years for amassing wealth. Maybe
he could have inherited.
Yeah, but he ain't.
But then, if you think about it, the little kid one, he's been a little kid for 10 years, so they have a long childhood.
So the Macaulay Culkin dim, he's been on all sorts of drugs then, has he?
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping him little.
I'm starting to think there might be a cast of meerkats all sharing the role, because quite frankly, and I don't want to offend any meerkats when I say this, but they do all look the same.
Oh, so, you racist. I knew you were going to get racist. You've been back for 6.5 minutes. I knew it. It was coming. So you think it's like the Angex puppy that just replaced them?
Well, no, that's been the same puppy for years. He just had a couple of long days of filming.
I suppose it was just a puppy running around.
We don't need to keep refilming and pushing a toilet roll down the stairs.
Well, they just changed the carpet with a computer or something, as if.
Well, who knows? But, in the interest of me getting back on with my car insurance so that I can meerkat my face off and stuff and, drive my car legally tomorrow, I'm going to start talking about some video games now so I can depart. And when I say video games, I specifically mean video game because I've spent an hour or so this evening playing the Trials Rising Open Beta on the Nintendo Switch. And I like Trials games. This has reminded me that I like them. And I'm very much looking forward to the full version of the game unlocking next week. I'm assuming, I haven't read anything about the beta. I know nothing about what's going on. I'm assuming it's a massively cut down version of the full game because have any of you not played it?
No.
Basically,
I want to know what it's like on Switch, though. Yeah.
Oh, it's excellent on Switch. But you go straight into it, and it gives you an easy race, which I found quite difficult. Then a bit of a tutorial. Then another easy race. But then you're into a medium race and a hard race. And I'm stuck on the hard one. And I've never been stuck 4 races into a Trials game before. But I'm hoping I'm being fast-tracked through it to give me a taste of everything as part of the beta. Because if they've started sort of pushing you into certain orders of doing certain things and having to do a hard one to unlock the next batch of easy ones, that's this game ruined for me, because my typical Trials run-throughs will be I'll have loads of fun for a day or two doing all the easy ones and then all the medium ones, which I'll be seriously struggling with, and then I'll do the first hard one on each section and never actually finish it, and I won't unlock the second half of the tracks. None of the hard stuff I'll ever even get to attempt. So as long as I can sit there, and I think it's something like 75 races or something it said, as long as I can do my 30, 35 very easy to medium ones and then have a little go at the hard ones and fail, I'll be happy. But if I have to do them in a sort of random order and they're still locked behind levels because you level up constantly as you play, it's got loot boxes. I like loot boxes.
Is it really?
It has. And I got a leather jacket out of my first loot box, and it looked very nice on my character. I think it's all just aesthetic stuff. The motorbikes and stuff unlock through the game. And again, I think it probably is fast tracking me because I've already unlocked 4 bikes in 4 races. And I think it would be very unlikely that the full game does that. But it's a nice way to get a taste for the game. The races themselves, it gives the impression of multiplayer the way Trials always used to. I don't know if this is just because it's a beta thing, that it's not showing my friends list. It's telling me I'm racing against 3 different, what I assume are AI characters, and I'm racing against their shadows as I go. I don't know if they're planning on integrating friends list stuff when the real game comes out, or if I'm constantly going to be racing against AI characters. But a lot of the missions for races are based on you have to beat this person or you have to finish second. So I guess it would be hard to fit that into having friends list and stuff on there. But my favourite thing about Trials has always been beating Bouncy. So if I can't have Bouncy on there to beat, I kind of do feel like, what's the point? So if you're listening, Bouncy, make sure you get it on Switch, because I've already got mine pre-ordered, and that's kind of the purpose of the game. It's just go faster than Bouncy. But it's good. It plays really well. It's Anna said that, because Anna notices graphics and things.
Yeah,
you said it looked a little bit washed out on the first level, didn't you?
Yeah.
But then the first level was in the fog and a sandstorm, so it could be the sandstorm that's making it feel a little bit sandstormy. I think it looked absolutely fine. I've not played it handheld yet, but I'll give that a go before next week's show. I'll have the full game before next week's show. I've got that pre-ordered. It looked fine. I don't need it to be super fancy 4K awesomeness. It's brought through the 3D track stuff that was on probably whatever the previous version was. Fusion, was it? Is that
Fusion was the last one, yeah.
But with the stuff where you kind of bend round a corner and you have the pyro and special effects stuff going off and moving tracks as you're working around on them. It just feels like a really cool Trials game. It runs super fast and it's just a lot of fun. Trials is always awesome, and being able to play it on the Switch is brilliant because I can just sit there having a poo playing Trials, which is, quite frankly, it sounds like the pinnacle of life to me.
Yeah,
play it. But
I wouldn't disagree with you.
It's available all weekend, I think, to try for free on any.
Is it?
The open beta it's like a 4 or 5 day open beta, which is baffling me. I don't really know what they're testing if there's no multiplayer, and I haven't come across any multiplayer yet.
That's a good point. What did it just? Is that just like a free demo at this point?
Period, I think, that they're calling it betas are cool, but it's on every system. You can have a go on it. Everyone should have a go. I think the beta closes just before the full release. It releases on Tuesday at midnight, and I think the beta runs right up until just before then. So you've got the weekend and early next week to give it a try, realise it is Trials, and then if you want it, it's 20 quid. You know, it's not like you're going out there and dropping a load of cash on it. It's $19.99 to download off the store, and that's on Switch. It's probably cheaper if you get it on PC or a console that doesn't have a Nintendo tax. I've probably just spent more.
No, I think it's the same all around.
Is it?
I think so.
Then I'd be beating the system, getting a Switch game for the same price as a PC game. But give it a try. Trials is awesome. Go Trials. Go Trials.
The reasons you summed up why you're really excited about just wanting to play the easy games of it are the thing that kind of put me off it. I find I get through the easy ones really quickly, get stuck, and then never ever touch it again. And
that's what's good about it.
That's my reason for not wanting to play it. I don't want to buy a game and then think, I've touched like 10% of it. See you later.
I've had 4 or 5 hours of entertainment for 20 quid. Boom, sorted. Don't have to feel like I have to go back. Because I'm not
weird like that. I wouldn't mind that at a cinema, but I hate that in a game. It's weird. I don't know why my brain works that way. If I'm spending that much on a game, I want to be playing it for the rest of time. For some reason, I'm a bit of a monster. But well, maybe not. 15 hours is probably my limit. I'm annoyed that Red Dead demands more than I put like 8 hours into it. And then
worse at Trials then. Play it left-handed.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that did work on Arkham Knight when I played it with my eyes shut. That worked really well.
Yeah, just for any way to make the experience feel like it lasts a little bit longer. But it's fun. Buy it now. Buy it everywhere. At least try it. Try that. That's the perfect thing. You can get your 4 or 5 hours on the beta and never have to buy the full version. So you play it this weekend.
Yeah, I'll have a look. You're right. Remind me.
I am now. This is me reminding you now.
No, they remind me when I can actually do something about it. At the moment, I'm doing a podcast and playing a game. So remind me tomorrow sometime when you're
playing the game and download this game.
Funny enough, I need my bandwidth to do the podcast.
I'm uploading 2 videos as I'm doing this.
Because you live on the fancy side of town where the internet's twice as fast.
Yeah, your internet does baffle me because you're like a mile away and I think I just steal all the internet.
I was going to say, you're just upstream, aren't you? Just hoovering it all up like a
I need
guts.
plenty of internet. I've got car insurance quotes to get. You need a lot of internet for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're recording on new software this week as well, boys and girls. And are any of the rest of you fascinated by watching the animation thing on the screen of the sound wave?
Yeah.
I'm just sat here.
I'm enjoying watching Anna's one because it's just like a flat line. If this was our lifelines, Anna's dead. Anna, are you alive?
Alive. It's just Kevin's going on, so I'll leave him to it.
Going on. I'm going to be silent for the rest of the podcast from this point on. I had to get my words in early. We're paid by the minute here. I had to get my 15 minutes sorted up front so that I still get my quarter of the pay.
Before you do shoot off, there's a bizarre blast from the past that came up. Someone was talking about Plague Inc. And I was like, why on earth is this, 8-year-old game? 7-year-old game? I don't know. It's like as old as the podcast, basically. Why is that current again? Why is that being talked about? And it's because they've added a load of scenarios to it and updated it and done stuff with it. And I played the old one. I didn't realize how much was added till Bouncy himself came on Twitter and said they've added scenarios. And I'm looking at it. And at the moment, the game they've added in is designing your own board game to try and take over the world, I assume. The world of board gaming. There's another one where apparently you're a disease teaming up with Santa to try and infect the world with joy. It's all the same mechanics, but it's all a bit bizarre. I'm currently making an adult-themed party nautical game for 3 players using dice, hand management, and cooperative play. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I just kept pressing buttons while you were talking, and there we are. I'm not going to announce my game yet, other than what I just said there on this podcast. But I've got no money, so I don't really get how the game works. I'm in the production phase. But this seems really odd out of the blue. I didn't realise there'd be enough people still working for that company to do something like this. I don't really know anything about them, but you just assume that everyone who ever worked on it would be somewhere else now, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Plague Inc. I remember." That game.
Well, it's been coming out on lots of other stuff, hasn't it? It's on everything.
It's on consoles now. Yeah, you're right. But why are they? It wasn't that massive, was it? It seems baffling. I mean, I'm playing it now, I suppose, so I'm answering my own question. But I can't see an option to pay famous podcasters to talk about my game. That's something I need to add in and then do in real life. I can advertise online. Interesting. I'm learning all about releasing a board game now. But no, I just thought it was fascinating that has come back. I can't think of any other apps from that long ago other than Super Hexagon that I would want to see. I mean, have they updated that? Have they added any more shapes to that since 10 years ago?
No, it's still just awesome.
You're the only
still
person
one of only 3 games on my phone.
I couldn't find it when I looked for it. Is it still? It's on the App Store still.
I've got it on both of my phones, so yeah, it must be because I downloaded it 3 months ago.
Is there a way they can take away the fact I own it? They oddly Plague Inc. didn't.
Think so.
I don't own it, and I definitely had it on my phone back then. Unless that was when you convinced me to go Android for a year, you pervert.
Sounds about right.
Android's lovely. It's exactly the same, just cheaper.
No, but it might be in my Android account, whatever the hell that weird thing is. I won't be able to access it.
Get yourself a foldy phone, and then you can download your game on it.
Anyway, yeah, Plague Inc. is back. Check it out. It's the same as it was a decade ago.
#ad. Right, I'm going to leave you lot to it because I don't understand. How do you add driving in Europe to car insurance and compare the market? I want to do it all in one go.
It's automatic, isn't it?
I don't know, because this is important podcast talk. When we went to Belgium a few years ago, I had to add it on especially to my insurance, and it cost me a £30 admin fee. And I'm looking through my renewal documents. I can't see any mention that I'm allowed to drive in Europe.
Just insure with someone better. Don't listen to the Meerkat's first option. Look at the offerings. And
I'm with Churchill. They're supposed to be good, aren't they?
Let's see. Sheepdogs don't get on with whatever dog Churchill is. British Bulldogs, not good.
I see.
This game's so outdated. It's got memes about Harambe in it, the dead gorilla.
No, it's
2
not.
years ago?
If you read it, it's not Harambe. It's a different name.
Well, it's Hamambe or something. It's not that another gorilla has died. It's just they've taken the name out, probably for legal reasons, so that Harambe's descendants don't sue them.
Yeah,
that was what 5 years ago. Was it that gorilla was executed?
2.
Assassinated. Harambe. When was he assassinated?
2 years ago, I'd say.
What?
20.
God, I've aged so much since then.
Maybe 16, 3 years ago, maybe.
Gordon Bennett. Feels like forever.
I'm guessing. I might be wrong. I really don't know. But it feels like it's probably only about 2 or 3 years ago.
Almost as long as this podcast has been going on tonight. Have you played any proper games other than a demo and a phone game?
Yes, plenty. Well, plenty. Some. Farcry New Dawn came out last week. I bought it last week. I hadn't played it by the time we recorded last week even. So last weekend I did play it. It feels very much like a Far Cry game. It's very much...
Yep, playing it now.
It's very much an add-on to 5. It's set directly after the events of 5. So if you've not finished...
Years after 5.
Yeah, but it's based on what happens at the end of 5, though, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't finished 5 and don't want to be spoiled on it, don't start Far Cry New Dawn until you finish 5.
Oh, I have.
No, I did as well. I couldn't give a monkeys. But that is the point, though, that if people are going in there thinking it's a completely set-aside story, it is in a sense, but it is set... You're in the same map. You're still in Hope County, and you are set 17 years after the events of the ending of Far Cry 5. Mm-hmm. And you're in some sort of like barren wasteland. I say vague, I'm going to be. And you play this character who's... Are you part of part of some sort of renegade group who's trying to help out the people of Hope County because these like Mad Max kind of characters have turned up, like these maniacs have just started running this place and they've sent for your help or something like that. It seems something like that.
Yeah.
And you're there to kind of clear out Hope County once again, like you did in 5 with the religious cult. This time you're doing it with against like apocalyptic, like wasteland enemies. It seems very much the same. It's got they've added a few little things that is they've tweaked it. I noticed this last week when I was watching videos on it. They've now put numbers on when you shoot people, like similar to Borderlands or something like that. So you would have hit mark, hit numbers pop off when you've done a certain number of damage, which I don't think they did in 5. I think that wasn't there. And the other thing I did enjoy when I was playing it yesterday was they do loot drops akin to something like a battle royale game.
Mm-hmm.
So you just hear this plane going over, and then on the radio goes, "Oh, there's a drop coming, supply drop. Get to it." So you see it, you can see it like in the distance. So you go there, and it is like a battle royale loot drop. So AI in the vicinity just start going towards it and trying to take it. So you can if you get there before them, you can take it. I'm not sure what happens if they take it and you kill them. Do you get their guns from it? I don't know. How it works.
I just go over and pick it off. I just get there before they come over, and you just take them out and then loot it. It's all right.
Yeah, very much so. I was like, this is a cool thing to add to a single player game. Oh, it's a co-op game. You can play it in co-op.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cool feature that they've taken from these battle royale games and gone, well, we've got a big open world map similar to a battle royale. We can just randomly just drop supply drops down there, and it kind of like kind of throws you off the path for a little bit, because I was just doing a quest and it just went supply drop over there. So I just went, okay, double back on myself and went back to go get this supply drop and just collected it. And you get supplies and ammo and stuff like that. I'm finding the shooting is fine in it to me. I quite like the shooting in 5, and this is exactly the same pretty much. It feels exactly the same. I know people haven't been going crazy about this game, but I think it's fine. It's not like mind blowing. It's not. I'm going to say this. It's not Destiny shooting, but it's certainly not bad at all. And it's fine. It is just fine to me. It's not, like I say, I think you can beat it in 8 hours or something like that, 6 to 8 hours. I think that's perfect.
That's not too bad, is it?
That's perfect amount of time for a game of this size. So I'm just going around clearing out Hope County, as it were. That's now like a wasteland. It's not so much a wasteland. It's just green everywhere, and just more grass and pink flowers. Seems to be what it is. It's just pink flowers everywhere, and like it's just overrun buildings and stuff like that. So what do you think about it, Anna?
I'm not mad at it. Like, I've been avoiding it for a whole week.
Yeah.
And then I got it today because I've just been feeling a bit stressed out and wanted something I didn't have to think about. And I don't have to think about Farcry because it's just go here, do this, go here, do this. Whereas in Metro, you have to think about it. Whereas in this, it's just shooting. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I've accidentally made one of the outposts stronger and literally been doing that for half an hour, but I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't really read it because I was listening to you a lot. But yeah, I'm just doing that, going around. It's got the same like treasure hunts, like the prepper things, wherever they were, the prepper stash,
whatever they called, prepper stashes. Yeah, and you go find them. They got the same sort of things in it, haven't they? But they're not called that. But they are the same thing, and you get your perk points through that. And it's like I say, it's exactly the same as the other one, isn't it? With the perk systems in there, so you don't have to think of 3 and 4 where you'd have to loot sharks to make a wallet or something like that. It's just all just perk system this time again.
I remember Far Cry when you had to go and get sharks.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Go and get 15 tigers for this pouch to carry more bullets in. 15 tigers? What sort of pouch am I making?
Yeah. I remember that. But so you find they give you like about, I think it's 3 skill points per.
Yeah, it seems something like that. Yeah. I found one yesterday and was like, yeah, that'll do. 3's enough. I can now get another. That annoys me straight away, though. It's like, you can carry 1 gun. I'm like, no, don't do that. Immediately, my first perks went into more slots for guns. Because I'm sick. The saw blade thing is a cool gimmick, but I don't want the saw blade thing. It's cool for silently shooting people, but when you've got 15 of them, it ain't going to cut it. You need a gun when everything starts going south. You need to deal with people instead of just reloading this saw crossbow thing. It's just it's fine for sniping.
It's not for the bigger battles, shall we say?
No,
but it ricochets, so it
does ping around a bit. I did enjoy that when I was like, I shot at one guy and it zipped off something else and it blew up a canister. And I was like, I didn't expect that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was.
The animals are violent in this game,
and they're all like bold.
Yeah.
Just walk around and, that's a bold rat just looking at me there. And you look around, that's like a bold deer. There's no hair on it. That's what happened in the apocalypse. It just blew all the hair off the animals.
But they're vicious. Like, I came out of like the main camp and there was this bull next to the water and he just ran at me and he's got like this big glowing stomach and I think you have to shoot his stomach to make. Yeah. He just charged at me. He didn't like me at all, and that was like right outside of the thing. But I just ran away because he was getting mean. But there's fishing in the game.
Is there?
Yeah. You can unlock
there was fishing in the other one, wasn't there? Yeah. I do remember now.
So unlock a perk, you get a fishing rod, and you just stand there and do some fishing. That's always acceptable. And there's boats and cars and buggies. So they're still getting around, even though it's 17 years after the apocalypse. They've still got petrol and stuff. So that's always like, really? But yeah, they've done different to the apocalypse. So they haven't gone all dusty, dead. They've gone to vibrant, bright.
Yeah,
things.
they've gone to like everything. All the nature's taken over, hasn't it? Realistic. It's not like everything's just a dust bowl. It's just everything's coming back. So I think it's like as if they went through the dust bowl phase, and then they come out the other side, and it's everything's taken over. All the greenery's come back.
Yeah, and there's at night time you can see the northern lights. That's pretty.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, you're right. That was cool.
It has a streamer mode, so if you're into streaming, you can go on streamer and it take out all licensed music. I don't know how much licensed.
I didn't even know there was licensed music in it.
I did not know that, but apparently there is. So you can use that. There's a colourblind setting for Kevin. If you ever, so instead of like when you're being shot, it's red, it'd be yellow. So he could maybe see yellow. I'm not sure.
So like they're giving him liver failure or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just going through it. I haven't got far, but I am going to enjoy going to. I think there's a fairground. And I like fairgrounds in post-apocalyptic games.
Yeah, I think I do as well.
I bought this, so I didn't buy PlayStation Plus because I know if I buy that, I'll go back to Fallout, and Fallout will just suck the life out of me. At least with this, I can put it on for 10 minutes and then put it away. With Fallout, I will just stay there. They just released the roadmap for 2019, the Fallout 76, and there's a few things coming out of that. There's a new Vault, there's new modes, so I'm all for that, but I can't really get back into that until May. So it's Fallout 76 not going anywhere. I want to play it desperately, but I know if I do, I'll just lose all my time. Whereas these games, I can do an hour, put it away, and it will still be the same. Whereas in Fallout, I can't put it down because there's always, I'll just go and do this, and then I'll just go and do this, and then my whole day's gone. So I'm staying away from that just for now. I played some more Metro. Now Metro, I really enjoy it. I have no idea how many hours I put into it. Far too many. So I got to the first. I did the first area, which was very linear. I got a transport and I went to a big open area. And I did what I had to do in that area. Now, there was like only one objective. That objective turned into like 10 objectives in that. It's an open world, but it's very closed off map. But there's lots to do in that map. So that went well, and that was winter. And we went off and we went to a second bit, and that was like being back in the old Metro. It was very A to B, do a bunch of stuff in the middle. And I was like, oh, so it's not all open world, it's some of it.
It's like they just got open, they've like got like little sections, big sort of sections that you kind of can just wander around in as you like, but they are only small kind of sections of it. Yeah,
definitely. So the way it starts out, you're thinking, oh, that's cool, but the only way you can leave it is where you have to go through the main missions to get out. You can't leave the area without having done all the missions, if you know what I mean. There's no way of leaving. You have to do it all. As in with an open world game, you can go, well, I've done half of that, I'll go back to it as and when. This is very much, you have to do that or you cannot leave.
So you have to complete a certain area before you can move past it.
As you're doing that, you're going past other quest markers that you think, oh, I'll just pick that up because you know you're going to get a reward that you need. And side quests are very much there to give you extra stuff earlier in the game. So, like night vision, yes, I could have got it like in a lot later on, but because I went over there and got something, I got it earlier. So that's cool. Like I like to go out and I like to explore all these. I like to go to every nook and cranny and find what's there just to have a look. So like I said, the second area that we went to was very linear, very Metro, back to its roots, just doing what you had to do. Then I got to the third area, and that was like playing Mad Max. Now, I don't not like Mad Max, but it was very much different from what Metro has been. It was trying to mash two types of games that didn't really mesh together because you haven't really had cars in these games. You very much either had your trains or you walked. Like, you didn't have cars that can go anywhere and everywhere, which was it's fine for what it was, but I didn't enjoy that area as much as I've enjoyed the other two areas because it's just not Metro to me. It was different, and like the enemies in this, the enemies would just be in plain sight, but because of their camouflage, they blended in and they would just jump out at you, and scary things because like you would see them, but by the time you've seen them, they've seen you, and then they just eat you. I don't like that, but I got through that, and I was glad. It took a while to get through that area because it was such a big area, so that's why you had a car. But I got through that area. I didn't like that area as much, and now I'm in another area which is a bit more like the first area, where it's dark and it's dingy, but it's lush and full of greenery because you're in a forest, and that's what I've got up to. So it's and there's so when the hold on, what's it called? Trailer came out in 2017. There's a big bear at the end of it that tried to eat you in the trailer. Yeah, this is where the bear is.
Okay.
Like, he hunts you. No, he's not fun.
Like a bear.
But this was the bit we played in EGX. So when we
I was going to ask about that. Yeah, where's this bit? What bit did we play at EGX?
Yeah, so I don't know how far I am into the game. I'm guessing over halfway. But yeah, basically, something happened. I woke up and I was at that house that we started at, and then you have to go and help that man who was tied up to the pole. There was a wolf, and then you had them people that shot at you. So that's where I am. I've just because I never finished that bit. Kevin was like, "Oh yeah, I just went down the zip line," and I was like, "I never found the zip line, so don't know where that was."
I didn't.
But I found it in the end, went over it, and carried on. But yeah, I like this area. Like I said, it's nice and green, lush, but it's dark and then it's Metro again. So I don't know what they were thinking about the middle. I think they were just trying to, because in Russia, is there like desert in Russia? I'm not up on my Russia geography.
I would say no, but
frozen one.
Possibly, yeah, it's like Siberia. It's like
wasteland, isn't it?
Siberia is like just a snow desert.
Full of the remains of mammoths and stuff.
Well, they say this is a dried up sea because there's a lighthouse there, so I'm guessing that's what's happened. Then. But
maybe
there's loads of like oil and hot springs and stuff around, but it's fine. Like obviously they're trying something different. I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, like Metro. Although, oh my gosh, like I had so I bought it quite. I don't know if I told you like this last week. So I got codes in the box. I got like the extra
yes, updates.
Yeah, my code doesn't work for the expansion at all. And apparent, I went on the website, looked it up, and it only affects Europe, people in Europe, and it's only on the PlayStation copy. So I have.
Is that why you're going away tomorrow? Are you leaving Europe with Kev to put your code on?
So no. So yeah, I don't have I bought the expansion pass, but I don't have a code for the expansion pass at the moment. I have 2 codes for a theme at the moment. I've been on the website. They're saying there's a page in development, and when they've got that up, I'm guessing we put our numbers in and they give us a new code. But yeah, I don't have the expansion pass that I paid for. Like I always do this. I go, okay, I'll buy the extra special one, and then it never comes to fruition. Like I bought the Far Cry 5 expansion pass and I hated all of it. I didn't enjoy any of it.
Yeah.
And so then I did it with Metro because they bought out DLC for the old Metro. Now I can't even access it at the moment because I thought I was going a bit insane because it just wouldn't work, and I don't know why. But yeah, a lot of people have been on the, like, you know how you can see how many views a post has had. Yeah, it's like quite a few posts, which is annoying. That's
How hard do you think it'd be for them to just set it up and fix it? It can't be that hard if it's working in America and other places that aren't Europe, that I can't think of. Asia.
It could be a printing error, Sheepdog, where what they've sent out is just 2 copies of the theme rather than the.
Yeah, so it seems they've got
pass.
theme codes and just put them on everything and not press the right
and not
buttons.
on the season pass slip.
Yeah.
So you'd have to. So what you probably have to end up doing is probably have to take a picture of this slip, and then send that to them, and then they'll just issue you with a new code for the.
Yeah. Which is
the
annoying because
it is, but at least they're not just washing their hands with it, going, "Don't know what you're talking about." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of people have bought that because it was reasonably priced. It was only like $59, so it was good value. It must have been good value because the game was like 40 and normal season has like 30. So it was a good deal, but yeah, at the moment it broke. So yeah, I also pre-ordered the Division 2.
Yay!
Because I like Division, and again, it's a game where I can just go and do one mission and then turn it off. So
yeah,
forever.
No, but like,
sorry, you're turning into Kev.
No, I've got
do the easy one, then go away.
No, I've got a 2,000 word case study to do, a 2,500 word.
Again, I thought you meant in the game. I was like, this game sucks.
No. And an exam and other
You're
bits.
busy, yeah.
Yeah, and work and Andy and Kevin and just. I need. What I've realised is like from last semester, I need to take a few hours out now and then and just chill out a bit because I got so stressed out last semester about stuff that I want, like I was sitting in class today thinking that I don't enjoy this, I just want to quit because I get so stressed out of it. But what I'm thinking is I got good grades last semester, I don't have to do great this semester, so
that's the spirit.
The thing is, I got a BBBC. I'm never going to get A's. I've got 1A in first semester. I got B's and I got most B's and 1C last semester, so I don't need to do.
You'll be alright.
Any better, you know what I mean?
But no, like you say, you got to have some time to chill out. You can't be a robot. So, have you played any of the Division, or is it like demo wise?
I played the beta when that came out, and I played with someone I've never met. I didn't even talk to him, but I enjoyed doing what I was doing, just going around and shooting people. And the Division is has its way, and I like the way of Division. You just go around, do a mission, and then just do what you want. Like, you don't have to play with people, but they encourage it. So I'll need. Yeah. But then again, I'll need PSN for that. Oh, PlayStation Plus. Because I play Fallout. I can't go to Fallout. It's over my life. I keep when it came out.
I was going to say, can you uninstall it to stop you? But that'd be punishment in itself, wouldn't it?
It would.
I'm going to move on to me because I'm rude. But I forgot that I bought Captain Toad. Is it Treasure Tracker? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
I forgot I bought it. I don't know when I got it. I think it was a birthday present. I don't know. It was just I came home and Ollie had been on the Switch and I wanted to swap the game cartridge out. I wanted to play Smash. He told me, this is a bit of a tangent, but he told me that he'd unlocked Mewtwo on Smash Bros. I didn't believe him because I'd failed to beat him 3 or 4 times. And he was like, yeah, I was playing with Nanny and I unlocked Mewtwo and we played as Mewtwo for a bit. And and everything about it didn't make sense to me. He was playing Smash Bros with his nan. They played all sorts of games together. He fought as Mewtwo, and I thought he's mixing up Pokken and Smash Bros. It's the only explanation. And then when I put it in, he bloody has. He's unlocked Mewtwo. He's done what I couldn't do. The kid's better at games than me. He just
but they
is.
Always are.
It's ridiculous. The young brains. I mean, I'm tempted to, I don't know, steal his brain or something. I don't know. I need his abilities. I don't know how I can steal them. If I was a bit more of if I'd done better at biology, maybe I could, I don't know, infuse myself with some of his blood and become better at games. I don't know how science works. I'm not a scientist. But anyway, I was annoyed then, so I took Smash Bros out and wanted to put something else in and thought, bloody hell, so Treasure Tracker, what's that doing in my collection of games? And as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I'm a little bit tight with games, so I'm guessing that probably cost a reasonable amount. I've got to be honest, I can't remember who got it for me, but I stood there for a moment thinking, if I stick this on Amazon right now, I could go upstairs and play another game and probably get more satisfaction out of the fact I'm 30 quid better off. But I thought, no, it was either Claire, my mum, or my sister that bought me it, and they'd all kill me if they knew I'd just stuck it on Amazon. So I put it in. And I've even mentioned how when stuff moves a bit funny in games, it makes me feel violently ill and kind of kills me. Has that ever come up over the past?
Yeah,
I think
it happens quite regularly, Sheepdog.
Yeah, and this is no different. I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, this happened with Mario Odyssey, so I don't think it's gonna write me off of it completely. Mario Odyssey killed me for a little bit, and then my brain kind of adapted. But I ended up getting Ollie to do it for me.
Oh, well, there you go.
But obviously he's only 6, so he's not figuring them all out. But I'm thinking maybe we'll play this one together.
You can, because there's no thinking. There's an update last week for no co-op in the game.
Well, I just meant he'll play it while I watch, and I'll point out where he's supposed to go.
Okay, but there is co-op.
Yeah, I need the ability to not really be looking at it too much, because that's what kills me. I get it. We play Minecraft together, and it just sometimes it will just destroy me, and other times it won't, and I don't really understand it at all. When we started this podcast, I felt like they'd probably cure it if I raised enough awareness. Somebody would tell me how to cure it, but it's been 7 years, and no one's told me. It's a little bit worrying that there's no cure on this. It doesn't seem like it's a priority for anyone else, sadly. Anyway, but yeah, it seems cool. It's a bit different to what I expected. I don't know why. I knew it was small box levels. I'd seen the Wii U version, but I don't know. I just had it in my head. I think, literally when I picked it up, I had it in my head that it was more like Mario Odyssey, but Toad, and obviously scaled down because it came out before it. But it's a lot more boxed in, and you can't really just go off and do other things. If you've got a problem, you've got to solve that problem, or you can't do the levels. So it's kind of it, isn't it? Really, whereas Mario Odyssey, I'd be like, screw this, I'm going over here, and then I go see what the jazz club's up to and stuff like that. It's all right. I feel like it would make an amazing app.
They probably will do one at some point, I'd imagine. I don't see why they wouldn't, but it's, definitely, you're probably right.
Well, the suggestion, the police don't like it, apparently. The second you said they probably will, they come for you. I'm assuming that was you that got...
Yeah, that's the thing, though. I can't mute as quick as a previous recording, so you might hear that more often now, I'm afraid.
You've just been swatted. Kev's on mute going, go on, go. He's up north somewhere. Just look for a man in a northern shirt.
That's not me these days. You've been watching Kev's vlogs. It's all northern shirts. I'm the amount of times I think to myself, I need to put in the comments northern shirt. Is this his new attire, Anna? Just northern shirt everywhere he goes now. I feel like I've set a trend. By accident.
I'm trying to set a trend at the moment in the town I live in of people joining the proper team on Pokemon Go, because I don't know if you've seen the news this week.
This? Yeah, tell me about this.
They just make stupid decisions, this company, all the time. And the big one this week is that for £10 worth of coins,
no way,
if you really want to, you can change team once a year.
Oh my word.
all of my like non-Pokemon Go friends, the ones I knew before the game existed, have all just kind of gone, well, why would I want to do that? Like, you know, I picked a team. We all picked teams for very serious reasons. For example, I didn't want to be the team colour of Chelsea or Arsenal, so I went for yellow because Tottenham once had a yellow shirt in the 90s. And also when I was at primary school, I was in the yellow house and did PE for Team Yellow, so it was obvious. And plus, Pikachu's yellow and I like Zapdos. My mate picked it because Zapdos is the best. I think I told Kevin Anna to pick yellow and then told you to pick yellow because Kevin Anna picked yellow. And I'm pretty sure me and my mates all told our other mates to pick yellow. So we were quite happy with our decision. But in my group where I raided everyone, it's majority blue, me and maybe 2 other yellows, and then a couple of reds, and pretty much all the other yellows and reds have essentially gone, I think I'll change to a blue. And I'm looking at it like, why? We are in quite a deep blue territory where all the gyms pretty much are blue. But I was trying to explain to a guy that if you're getting coins every day, then there's no net benefit to changing teams because you're just going to burn a tenner's worth of coins and then you're never going to make them back because you get coins every day anyway. Like, you know, it just wouldn't make sense. Other than that, like, if I get it, if you're the benefit of being on the majority team is when you're doing a raid, you get more balls because you're more of your team fought. So it's like if blue team did the most damage, they'll get an extra couple of balls. But if you individually do a lot of damage compared to everybody else, you also get a couple of extra balls. If you're with your best friends in the game while you fight, you get more balls. So like I think the maximum you can get is 18, and I pretty much always get 14. So I'm missing out on 4, but I pretty much always catch before I run out. It's rare that I don't catch like a raid Pokemon. So I was just trying to go through it, thinking about it like, Unless like your whole family are one color and you're a different color and you want to change colors to join their team, I don't understand who's spending £10 on this, or what is essentially. I'm trying to think how many you get. 50 coins a day, so it'd be 4 weeks worth of gaming to get to that point. If you didn't want to put money into it, that seems like a lot of time and effort to do something that puts you back to nothing to show for it other than your color. You don't lose, as far as I'm aware, you don't lose experience. You don't start at 0 or anything like that. You literally just go from yellow to blue or blue to red.
Yeah.
It's caused so much backlash, like on Reddit and places like that, where people are, I refuse. I'm not changing teams. Or you'll never make me change, and all sorts of debates about it all. But I just don't. I'm hoping that a few of the blues will think it's getting a bit crowded over here. Because I was genuinely looking at it yesterday thinking, I spoke to maybe 2 people who are Team Red and they're not changing. The others are. I think there's 1 other yellow. And I was like, and we all stick to one side of Deepin because we don't want to really go into the territory where all the other ones are ran by the other teams. So, I'm going to have to make effort to go into the centre of Deepin and change gyms now so that my friends can get a payout. That's the only way it's going to work for them, because otherwise they're all just going to be blue. I feel like it's the weirdest choice for a game company to make. I just can't get my head around it, really, that they'd want to. I mean, I suppose there are people who legitimately have major reasons to do it, but that's just really weird. I don't get what it's just going to cause issues, surely.
Wow. £10 worth of coins.
Yeah, 1,000 coins, basically. I don't know how much that is to actually buy, thinking about it. Like someone said a tenner. I've not looked.
That seems a lot. It's probably to stop people. I mean, if you did it, you get 1 free once a year. Then I could say that's more acceptable than £10 for 1 go a year.
I guess they don't want people.
They don't want people doing it. Yeah, that's the thing. But if you only do 1 a year, then it doesn't matter, does it? It just seems a lot. I know I wouldn't be doing it anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, this is. Part of me was like, I don't want to bring it up in case Kev goes, I'm going to change it. If I don't really play with Kev that often, it's not the end of the world. But I'm a bit kind of screwed that Deepin is just whittling away. I've got 1 gym I go to now. That I mentioned to them about the fact that I stopped talking last week because the guy who was listening said it wasn't really a big drama. You know, it's somebody that keeps knocking me out of the one yellow gym we've got. and I call it a mage driver just because it only affects me, basically. But I've got that place that I go to. I make sure I'm there at the right place and time that it guarantees me stuff. And so I'm kind of just like, I'm probably going to be all right. The rest of the town sounds like it's going to be in hell. So I'm wondering, I reckon we're going to end up with quite a yellow town in like 6 months' time when everyone realises the error of their ways. And I'm quite excited about that. Everyone hates the red team. If you're on the red team and you're listening at the moment, the £10 for you, basically, get off the red team, join blue or yellow, or Team Blello.
Come on, join yellow. Yeah, don't join blue. Just join yellow.
Yeah, the MGP team of choice is yellow because there wasn't a pink team. We'd have always gone for pink. We know the rules, but the next most feminine colour after pink is obviously yellow. I'm hoping they'll bring out a reason for you to be on a team. Like they talk about each team having like the yellow guy likes breeding eggs and the red person likes fighting and the blue person likes research, but there's no actual tangible benefit for the teams. So I'd quite like them to give us some sort of egg benefit or something. I don't know. Free omelettes.
Yeah. When you're hatching eggs, it's faster if you're on the yellow team. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just something. So maybe that's what they'll do. Because then I get it. Then it's like, okay, if you literally only wanted to play it for the fighting, you might pay a tenner. Even though I feel that's still too much, you might pay a £5 or you might save up for a month on the free bit and then switch teams because you really want the benefits of being the fighter. But at the moment, it just seems like you're abusing people who want to play with their mates by ripping them off for a tenner's worth of coins, or just preying on the fact that your game's a bit unbalanced in certain places, and that seems unfair. So it feels like there's not been many times in this game since I've been playing it, which is like, 3 years now, which is, a long, it's almost as long. It's nowhere near as long as I've been playing Tapped Out, Simpsons Tapped Out. I still play that religiously. But it's a long game. And it feels like the first time I thought this feels like...
I've just put my headphones back on and he's saying Simpsons Tapped Out. Somebody keep this man under control, for goodness sake.
No, I'm just talking about how I was talking about Pokemon Go.
Oh, of course you were. Right, I'm taking my headphones back off. I can't do this.
But no, it feels like the first time I thought this feels like the beginning of the end a little bit. Like they've made the decision. Just feels like it doesn't have any tangible benefit. It's just a little bit, I don't know, rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic as it's about to hit an iceberg sort of thing. They also announced they're not doing any more main game bring-in stuff. They're just going to do their own thing now. Like they're bringing in new Pokemon, but they're not going to bring in like breeding or events where, like, I forget what it's called. In the games, they have a thing where you make your Pokemon dress up and be all fancy and you win ribbons and stuff. And I don't think they're going to do that. I can't remember what it's called now. It's some sort of event thing. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, which I always wondered if they'd bring that in, because it's one of those things where you could start like adding in costumes and stuff, couldn't you? Dress them up a bit, make a dance, and then win. I don't know. I didn't get it in the main games. All I did in the main games was pressed a few buttons and it gave me a ribbon. It was like they were extra gyms, but you were just pageanting in them. It was very bizarre. That seems like a really bad thought out option that they put into it. But yeah, I don't know. It's the first time I felt, like I say, that something isn't quite right and they've done something stupid that, I don't know. But maybe they're cleverer than me. They're billionaires, aren't they? I'm not. So why should I think I'm right? I don't know. I think that's actually it for me. So,
okay.
Have you got anything more?
Yes. I've got the new hotness, which is Anthem, which is out today.
The new hotness.
That's what the kids say, isn't it?
Don't say that again. No. I tweeted about Anthem the other week, and it's become one of my most liked tweets. And it was something along the lines of, why the hell is this game constantly appearing on my recommended advertisements? It's the antithesis of my type of game. It's just another generic Destiny shooter. I hated Destiny. I hate games like this. Stop advertising it to me. It seems like an epic waste of money. Is that what you're going to sum it up as? Is that how you feel?
No. I mean, this is the succeeder to Mass Effect, Sheepdog.
It looks like massive lump of poo, not Mass Effect.
It's from BioWare, the people who made Mass Effect.
I don't care.
You love Mass Effect.
Well, I loved Mass Effect 1 to 3. I didn't like Andromeda. Well, I didn't give Andromeda a fair crack. I didn't have time. People told me it was rubbish. It affected my enjoyment. I think by the end of Mass Effect, Pab, I enjoyed chilling out on my sofa, chatting to your good self with a couple of beers. It was good times. I enjoyed finishing Mass Effect, and I haven't quite recreated the experience, but this does not look like recreating the experience. It looks like another thing.
I can see I can see where yes, and in some aspects it is very Destiny-like. I've not played tons of it, so last week the 10-hour trial unlocked for Origin Access people, which I didn't realize I was still a member of. Since cancelled that because I don't want to be only paying out for that. I was like, what? I didn't realise it. Oh, yeah. But the thing that confused me, I don't know if I said it last week on the show, is that it was 2 separate launches because I already owned the game because I got it free with my graphics card a few weeks ago. So I pre-downloaded that earlier in the week, and then the 10-hour trial, I had to re-download that as well. And I was like, well, I don't want to do this 10-hour trial thing, and then I have to restart it all again because I'm just going to be annoyed. I'm not playing it twice for the sake of a week, not 10 hours worth anyway. So I played about an hour, and after playing it today, it's come out and it just carried it straight over. So the opening hour was I quite enjoyed the opening hour. It's all in the tutorial set. It was basically a tutorial, and you go around and you get these like. There's some sort of like the Anthem is this like ancient technology thing that has brought these ancient aliens that have been like under the earth for millennia, and they've suddenly been awoken, and then it's just like it's that old chestnut, and the humans have got to adapt and try to defeat them. So they make the what are they called now? Javelins. They make the javelins, which are these like mech suits that you wear, and you have all different varieties of mech suit. You have a big one, you have a tiny one that's dead nimble, and you have one that hovers, and you have one that's like the all round one. Sorry,
is it Titan and Mass Effect basically? With Destiny,
sort of, kind of. I didn't play any of Mass Effect Andromeda, but apparently they can see the similarities in the combat of it, and apparently the combat in Mass Effect Andromeda was supposed to be quite good. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how true that is because I didn't play it myself. But yeah, so you
see, Andromeda felt like Mass Effect 3 downgraded and done by a team with less experience and resources to me. Like, there was loads of bits that were good in that they seemed to break in Andromeda. So
yeah, but like I say, it seems to me from what I saw, from everyone's consensus of Mass Effect Andromeda, was that the combat and stuff in it was fine. It was just everything else around it. It was the pain in the backside.
Everything wrong with Andromeda was, I didn't like how the third one...
that as well, but I mean...
So this is probably Mass Effect 5, but they've just given it a different name.
Well, I don't know, but no. So you have the big old mech suits, and they have abilities, and they have different. Like I said, there's different types of javelins, and so you do the initial like spiel of the tutorial and the build to the story and what's going on, and then I started up again tonight. Save carried over into the main game, and I then do the next quest, which was kind of confusing as to what I was meant to be doing. I initially spent the customization on this is insane. Like, so he goes, okay, you can pick your javelin. So I pick the javelin, and it goes, okay, do you want to customize it? Yes, okay. So then you got like multiple parts on it that you can pick from, and then you can like pick what material it is. Then you can have what color it is, and you can have like secondary, like primary and secondary colors you want the thing to be, and then you can make really cool looking mech suits.
Does the material affect the quality of it, or is it just
no? Like... It's just cosmetic, because this is where it comes in now. So I started the mission up, and it put me in a mission.
So can I make a wood effect one that just looks like it's made?
I don't know if there's a wood effect. There was lots of like levers and different types of metal, brush steel, and all this sort of thing. And
you can have a leather one, but it's got the equivalent power of a solid.
It's like the leather look. I don't know if it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. There's fake leather,
Right.
clever. I don't know. And then so this is where it comes to. So I started the mission up, and it just started up, and it throws you into a game, it throws you into like a 4-player co-op. The level is like I don't know if I don't know if this is just me, and I've not set a setting up or something, or this is forcing you to play levels. I feel like it is going to force me to play these story levels in the game with co-op with 4 people, whether I know them or not.
Or strangers.
Yeah. So this is where it gets a bit of an awkward. Up until then, the game was fine. Playing on my own on the tutorial bit, it was perfect. I didn't mind it at all. I quite like this game. The shooting wasn't bad. The getting around, the flying in it is great. So when I go to the actual level that I'm playing, and these guys are just zooming off, and at a certain point, you're not seeing what's happening. You know, because they get to the point that to the objective point. And then by the time you get there, because you're having a look around, I stopped down to get some supplies down there.
So are they seeing the story, and you're like,
it's not,
your thumb
sort of like it gets to like something that some like checkpoint type thing, and it goes, teleporting you to the checkpoint. And you're like, oh right, okay, and then like you get to the point where like wherever your objective is, and then they move on again. And you're like, well, I didn't even see what had just happened.
It's just a dead monster.
I just turned up, and I don't know what's going on. There was some big monster, and I was dealing with a horde of monsters behind me, and there was some big old monster at the top that they were all dealing with, and I was just down at the bottom just shooting stuff. And I turned up, and he'd already dead, and I was like, oh right, okay, great, saved me a job.
Do you get experience when they do it, or do you only?
I don't know. So. You do all this. I've only done the one mission because of recording tonight. But you come out the mission and you end the mission, and it comes up at the end like a multiplayer game. You know, like where he goes like, oh, like this player's had this many kills, this many. You know, it gives you like stats and what have you, and you get more XP based on what you've done in the mission. Yeah. So I got a fair. I wasn't last. I was either second or third. I wasn't first in the group of 4, but I definitely wasn't last either. So I was contributing to these things.
You were killing all the stuff that they were running past,
possibly.
basically.
I don't know. But I just like it struck me as to say, am I going to miss large chunks of this game because people are just rushing through the levels and not bothered, just skipping? It's just go, 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 go.
Are you on PS4 with it?
I'm on PC.
Oh, you said that already, didn't you?
Yeah,
I was going to say, Jake Body was looking for 3 other people to play with. So I'm guessing you can pick your team, because otherwise...
Yeah, if you've got people playing with you, you can squad up and join and set up a team and what have you. And I imagine that's the way... I feel like that's the way they want you to play it, because they're kind of forcing you into playing co-op levels without people you know. So you're playing regardless. And I'm like, can I turn that off? I'd rather turn that off.
Weird. You can't have the challenge of just trying to do it on your own. Maybe it is too hard.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know whether it's just that particular mission that is just like, because it's the first mission in the game where it kind of all opens up to you, and it kind of goes, this is what can be done.
Or give you... well, what if you just played it offline, or is it online only?
I don't know. That's the thing. I really don't know. It's something I will try and get back to you next week on. But it's like, so you do all this mission stuff, and then it's like, okay, you've picked up these weapons and stuff. So then it becomes a loot-based game then. So it's similar to like, you then collecting gear, and then you're like leveling, you're getting like, oh, that's a green gun. That's a level 2 gun. This is a level thingy gun. This is an ability that gives you flames instead of ice.
It's sick.
That's what I kind of liked. I kind of like that though. I was like, okay, I kind of like the fact that I'm getting loot for now. So I'm upgrading. I'm getting a better gun. Okay, that's a green gun. I've got a grey gun. That's what I liked about it. I liked the fact that I had like a
word loot. Just when Kev said it earlier about trials, I was like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's now a system of like where I can now upgrade my guns, and I don't know whether it's going to come to a point where I can replay missions, where I do replay the missions just to get, to grind sort of thing, grind for loot. But then I'm thinking, am I going to get people? Am I going to if I'm forced to play this in multiplayer? Am I going to get players just jumped into my level and just
You'll probably
Yeah,
find
it's
somebody
the end.
else who just wants to grind.
That's what I mean. But if I'm just playing the story and want to experience the story, and I've got someone who's just there to grind, and they're just going to dart off into the distance, do it all, and I'm just going to be tootling in the back, just getting dragged along. But I'm like, well, it's not really a fun experience for me, is it?
I don't imagine grinding in a game is a particularly fun experience on its own, Pab, to be fair.
Well, it depends how it is. If it depends what you like, and it depends how it's set out for you. But I was thinking, I don't know if I'm forced to play this with randoms every single mission, I don't know if I'm going to even play it like that. I'm going to try and not play it like that as much as possible, because I don't, unless I got people to play it with, I don't want to play it with any randoms. For
those of you out there on PS4 who don't mind playing with a West Ham fan, I don't know whether Jake actually found anyone, but find him on Twitter.
Or if you're on PC, come and find me.
Well, yeah, balls to you.
No, stop advertising everyone else's. Get me some people to.
Yeah, you just want to grind. Your
I don't want to grind. No, I don't want to grind.
Does it sound like what you just said?
I've got too many games going on. So yeah, I kind of liked it until I started playing it. Does that sound? But yeah, it's been. I'll get back to you on that because I will continue to play it and see how we go on. Because, like I say, I feel like I want to like this game, but I might not, just simply because it's forcing me to play a way I don't want to.
I feel like no, I was going to say something then and back myself into a corner, but I'm not going to say anything. I've learned my lesson from being forced into vegetarianism, that if I start saying things about things, I end up having to give things up. So I'm going to keep quiet. But I don't like this type of game. I wish they didn't exist.
And they've got to exist because
other people like them. Yeah. Other people like them. I know. That's why it was. I tried to water that down to be less offensive and realised that's just as bad. I wish they weren't as popular. Is what I mean. They are popular. I'm really glad people get to while away the hours playing games they absolutely love, and more power to people to have that choice and enjoyment. But I wish there was better options out there. I wish every game was, of the quality. Trying to be very diplomatic there. Any more games? Because I've been on edge since Kev interrupted me before, shouting in my ear. So I'm kind of expecting him to unmute and yell at any moment. But have you played any more, Anna?
No.
What are you playing right now?
Farcry.
Farcry.
Does this one have another thing like the original one had, where you can literally just sit there, not do anything, and it will complete itself?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I've not tried. It didn't.
Did it have one on ME5? It did have one on ME5, didn't it?
I thought it was 5 that had it. Was that 4?
No, they all do. 4 had it. 4 had it. 4 had it originally, I think, because you could sit in Pagan Min's cabin, couldn't you, and just wait there for him to come back. He said, "I'll be back in a minute," and he came back, and the game was over. Yeah. And then you could do it again in 5, I think, where you didn't arrest him, I think.
Oh no,
that's the kind of gaming I live for. I want that kind of freedom to just be a lunatic and do something dumb and get rewarded for it. And
maybe.
I would do that only to get a trophy, though. I wouldn't want to do that and go, "I'll finish game now."
I'd do it to be contrary. I just want to. Yeah, I know that they've spent years developing it and lots of time and money and effort, but I'm quite happy to go. Oh yeah, no, I completed it.
Yeah, he won't spend 5 hours playing Trials for 20 quid, but he'll spend 50 quid to just sit there, do nothing, and say, "Oh, I completed it." Yeah.
I want to be contrary. That's what I just said.
Monster.
I'd also probably play a game like Far Cry when it was free on PSN and not spend 50 quid on it because it's a shooty game.
This isn't a full price game.
No, I got it for 20 quid.
Yeah, well, you got it.
It's cheaper on PC, yeah.
Anyway, my problems with Trials extend beyond me being bad at it. It's seeing how good everybody else is at it. You said you want to compete with Bouncy. Surely you don't like the fact that he's always a million times better than you.
Not at Trials, he's not.
Well, but I bet he doesn't give up after 10 rounds and probably goes on to the hard ones.
Oh, he wasn't though. Kevin just kept starting from the start every time he messed up. It's really annoying watching him play
I'm not
games.
going to have one where I've got a fault. I have to do a perfect one.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
no point
Right.
registering a score unless it's perfect.
What if they have to be perfect, I suppose, don't they? As I said, what if the level requires a fault to be achievable, but it wouldn't pass, would it? Did you see Mario Maker 2's being brought out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having missed out on the first one because they put it on that non-existent console that no one owned,
I owned it.
no one sensible owned.
Came out on 3DS.
Sorry. Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I remember that because I didn't have the online bit where you could play everyone else's levels.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm excited because it means I can start making levels for the kids to play.
It's not as easy as you think, trust me.
Yeah, I know I will make one level and then
I think once you get it, I think once you've got it, you get it, and you'll be off to the races, sort of thing. You'll get it, and you'll be doing them quite quick. Coming up with all sorts of crazy ideas.
Again, because I like being contrary, but I like the idea of being able to play was it 100 levels? It would just pick randomly.
Yeah, the 100 level thing. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah.
I just wanted them to make Mario Maker 1 on the Switch, but they seem to be making a whole extra new... I mean, I suppose how much more can they add into it without it just being the same game anyway? But no, I'm glad they're doing it because it feels like this is it. This is the one that will keep us going for ages.
Indeed.
Kev, any more for you to add while you're here?
No. Or do you want car insurance news? That's all I've really got.
Oh, yeah. How was it?
Turns out all the other policies include European cover apart from mine. But, oh my word, trying to get European cover with my occupation is impossible because everyone's saying we can't quote you for that online. It's not possible. So
really?
Apparently self-employed videographer in the entertainment industry who needs business use and wants to drive in Europe is not a good risk, it seems. So
wouldn't you that's interesting. I don't know why we're going to talk about this on the podcast, but can't you put yourself down as the managing director of Lelujo Incorporated or whatever your company's called, and self-employed managing director driving in Europe is a completely different kettle of fish. Videographer makes it sound like you're going to sit there with a camera out your window going, oh, look, a lion in the middle of Europe.
Yeah, I'd rather do the one that more accurately describes what I actually do. I don't do very much.
That's not what the money-saving expert recommends.
Yeah, I don't care.
You pick the one that most accurately lowers your price because it's all legal. You say, well, I am the managing director of my own company. You are. Who is, if it's not you? You're also the bin man of your company and the receptionist and the, I don't know, whatever, the cleaner, whatever you are. You're everything because you're a one-man band.
Sheepdog just said I was everything. Clip that, somebody. I'm Sheepdog's everything.
But no, I'm right because I worked in insurance and I know these things, and that's exactly it. My job will change depending on whatever's cheapest on the policy. Everyone listening should go and run to the Meerkat and change your insurance, and all the money you saved, use it to buy tickets to MGPX.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was supposed to plug that this week, wasn't I? I've extended it by a week to try and minimise having to retire from podcasting. But yeah, buy MGPX tickets, kids, or else I'm going to retire from podcasting. And let's face it, I've made such a contribution this week. How would you cope without me?
Yeah. No, people should. You said that a couple of people have got in touch to say they were...
we're on a promise for another 150 quid, so we're actually nearly there. If we could get like 4 people who all bought a Drink with Sheepdog ticket, then that would be the event funded, and we don't have to ask people for money ever again then. Until the next one, obviously. So ask for some more money then.
Yeah, if you want to meet us in the centre of Peterborough at the finest pub that has a room and is near the station and is easy accessible, and we're going to be there, then, come and do it. I forgot what I said at the start. Come to the brewery tap for MGPX.
Yeah. Do it today.
Well, no, do it when we actually hold the event. But buy the ticket today.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
How do they do it? What is it on? Indiegogo?
Lelujo.fm/MGPX.
See, I was right last week.
I don't listen to you last week because it's the past.
I guess last week.
Lelujo.fm/MGPX.
All right, Grandpa. Yeah, / Let's not just say slash. Let's specify which direction in case there's someone listening who's listening to a podcast about video games and doesn't know which slash to use when they're typing in a URL.
When we suddenly sell 10 more tickets and everyone comments that they would have bought
you forgot
sooner,
the www.
Well, I know you don't need that bit for it to work.
Which direction slash do we put there, Sheepdog? Is it the same or different?
Always back. People might have been getting it wrong, and that could have been the one obstacle to everything.
And I just write that on a chalkboard, and then I'm taken to the website, am I? Or do I have to use the internet somehow? Goodness
If
me.
you have a 2019 chalkboard that would take you there, then yeah, by all means.
Right.
Now who's living in the past?
I'd like an internet-enabled chalkboard. That would be ace.
You should have stole one when you were a teacher.
I don't think you know what a teacher is.
Smoothman could sort you out with an interactive whiteboard.
I think that's different from my dream of the internet-enabled chalkboard.
Well, that's exactly what it is. The chalk's just a piece of plastic.
I want actual
chalk.
chalk.
Well, go to a chalk pit then.
A chalksmith.
I used to live near one. A chalk pit. My hometown was built in a chalk pit.
That explains a lot.
Literally some sort of Flintstone-esque pit where people... I always imagined that they would dug the chalk out on the back of a brontosaurus, but it's probably not what happened thinking about it. I've only just realised that that's obviously a false memory, a false thought, because it's not realistic. Oh, God, I'm tired. It's the end of the week.
Is this what happens to him when he has to steady the ship for half an hour while I'm doing car insurance quotes and editing videos? He just falls apart. I can't. I've had to ask people. I've had to talk about The Simpsons Tapped Out for 20 minutes, and then ask Pab if he's played anything else. I can't cope.
I've had a long week. I was the only person at work because all my colleagues were gallivanting at an event.
Why did you bother going? If no one else is there, who's checking you're there? You're an idiot.
Well, I didn't think of that, did I? Oh, man. Well, Angry John was upstairs. He came down a couple of times to tell us about his holidays that he goes on frequently. Well, I think he'd gone away for his birthday on a Sound of Music tour.
My word. I knew that man was old, but goodness me.
Every single person listening needs to rib him for that, because that was just like, I thought he was joking, and then he came in and told us about it.
I haven't seen him for several years. I didn't realise he was a corduroy wearing granddad now. Is he the one who taught you about how to say URLs?
He's the sort of person who would probably tell me it was definitely a backslash and not a forward slash, whatever which way around. What way around was it? Forward slash?
I don't care. Just everyone knows what button to press. And I'm fairly confident whichever one you do, Google's just going to know what you mean and correct you and do it right anyway.
I don't know, and I don't want to check because I'm in my browser using it for this recording, so I don't want to accidentally use it. But...
next time you're around a young person, ask them to show you how to do a second browser window.
No, I think what we need is someone listening to buy a ticket to MGPX using both methods and see which one worked the best.
Yeah, one of them has a special prize attached to it, which we'll give you at the event. We'll know which slash you used.
We will.
Right, Twitter at MGUK Podcast and at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
Right, Pab, calm down. And just getting a bit leery, ain't you?
Me?
Yeah. You're completely disrupting this podcast.
In this group, I'm the Larry one. Is that
Pull yourself together, you stupid northerner.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Well, he's had it coming all episode.
I did hear you talking about the Northern shirts, you bunch of monsters.
What's that about?
They're not Northern shirts.
What?
They're because they're long sleeved. Northern shirts are short sleeved.
I have long sleeve Northern shirts.
Well, I've never seen them. You're a liar.
They're rolled up. The sleeves are normally rolled up. Yeah,
it's just a good way for me to wear my merch at all times without it being obvious that I'm wearing my merch at all times. That's what the shirts are all about. It's it's an advertising thing.
Surely, if you button it up, you're Mr. MD, and if you unbutton it, you're Mr. Videographer.
So if I'm driving my car, I have to button my shirt.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just have to not have a camera in your hand. That's why your insurance is so high, because you're at risk of starting to film stuff while you're driving.
Well, yeah, I do that quite regularly.
Not if your solicitors are listening, you don't.
See you next week, boys and
more
girls.
importantly, have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.